All right, guys. Welcome. Who is ready to save their leagues? Welcome to the show, guys. Tattoo Destroyer already in the house here. Man, oh man, is fantasy football back? Got a quick one here for you. We're going to be talking about some busts. I love talking busts because I'm out here saving people's leagues. Excited to dive in here, guys. So drop a comment below. We're going to dive right into these busts. We usually start off with latest news and notes. Wait for some people to come on in. Hope everybody's having an outstanding hump day evening here as we are ready to rock it here. So we are talking some busts, big name busts. Ready to dive in here. Man, I had a long day, a very, very long day. Lots of stuff, lots of running around, especially when it's full force fantasy football season. I'm telling you, man, the drama, the world, it doesn't end, man. It's crazy day running around. So hope you guys are having a good day. Ready to dive in. Just wait till some people come in, and then we'll get rocking with some BUSTS, bus, fantasy football bus. And we're going to pull up some names here, and we'll dive right in. What's up? PP in the house. Like PP? Like, that's funny. PP. What kind of name is that? I'm guessing that's short for Peter Piper, something like that. Fantasy Sam in the house. Tattoo Destroyer in the house. Brian French in the house. A couple regular faces here as we start building up. Connor the Consheepsis. Connor the Consheepsis is in the house, guy. I didn't realize Connor would be here today. Welcome to the show, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys do smash it, tap it, hit the thumbs up. We're going to talking busts here today. We're going to save your league. That's what we're going to do. We're going to save your league. That's the goal of today's mission. We don't want you drafting players that are going to bust. Nobody wants a fantasy football bust. I was hearing all this hype. Speaking of news, where's Breaking Brad here? Where's Breaking Brad?
We now have breaking news.
Josh Downs. Where's my news and notes banner? Yeah, I need a producer here. Josh Downs is going to be missing time. It's going to be 4 to 6 weeks. He's got an ankle injury. He's got a high ankle sprain. Talk about a guy that's like just hasn't wowed me. He was doing well in camp. People are like jumping on this Josh Downs train. Like, oh, he's so good. He's doing well in camp, blah, blah, blah. He's out. Done. Now, who gets a boost there? Obviously, Pittman. But I don't know how much Anthony Richardson's going to throw. So we could just roll right into the first potential bust. Anthony Richardson. I don't know what to expect. Does anybody, put your hand up, guys, if you know what you're going to be expecting from Anthony Richardson? Because I don't know. Do we trust Anthony Richardson? You know, I really don't feel comfortable with him, you know? So I don't know. So that's the news. Josh Downs, again, I have no stock in this guy. He's just not on my radar. Wasn't a 16 rounder. And knock on wood, man, like knock on wood, typically when I create 16 rounds, I don't want to jinx this. I don't even want to say this, but typically it's very rare. I don't think I even remember it. From the time I create 16 rounds to actually the start of the season, I had a guy go down with injury. Like there's always other players that like either aren't in 16 rounds or I told you to avoid. Like again, we talked about Christian McCaffrey with the high ankle sprain. Like told you to avoid that guy already. I mean, it's only preseason. I get it, but it's an indication of flag of things to come. It's not a good sign. Not a good sign for Christian McCaffrey. Not a good sign to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Josh Downs. Jonathan Brooks going to be missing time as well. We talked about it. Jonathan Brooks, rookie for the Carolina Panthers. He's still healing. He's still healing from that knee surgery, so he's not going to get started until about 4 weeks. They're going to hold him back. So, we got Christian McCaffrey in the room. Christian McCaffrey says Christian McCaffrey sucks. That's what he says. We actually got Christian McCaffrey here. Is that Christian McCaffrey there in the picture? That's funny. Christian McCaffrey sucks in the room. Okay. All right. Nice. Thank you for that. Again, other news here. I just want to talk real quickly some news that we get to these busts here. Jalen Waddle, undisclosed situation here, has not been participating in practice this week because of a minor injury. We don't know what it is. I'd like to know what it is. Fantasy owners would like to know what it is. I personally have no stock at Jalen Waddle again. Talking about players that aren't in 16 rounds. I'm not doing it. I'm not drafting a wide receiver 2 with high draft capital. Like, where is this guy sitting right now in PPR? Waddle. Wide receiver 15, ahead of Malik Neighbors, ahead of Calvin Ridley ahead of Vlad McConkey, Keon Coleman, and all the other wide receiver ones I like. Like, no thank you to Jalen Waddle. No thank you. And then you're dealing with an injury. Not a good look, buddy. Not a good look. Mike Williams has passed. He had a knee issue, passed his physical. Wow, that's a first. And has been activated from the active physically unable to perform list. He's off PUP. Okay, good. Congratulations, Mike Williams. That won't last long. Probably last you about a week if you're lucky. Mike Williams back in action. And I don't have the news in front of me, but I heard something came across my feed that Christian Watson was banged up hard. Apparently got up on his own strength, but it wasn't good. Christian Watson, Mr. Injuries, already showing signs of injuries. Not a surprise. Not a surprise here. Again, you guys got to make executive and smart decisions when you're drafting. When you have players that have had years to wow, you're not wow, don't draft them. Just don't do it, man. Like, just don't do it, man. You're going to get yourself messed up, okay? You know what I'm saying? I heard also, last thing on news here I'm reading, and let me know, guys, if I missed on anything massive. I know the Ayuk situation we'll talk about in a second, but Derrick Henry will not play in any preseason games, which is good. I don't mind because I got him in a couple of my leagues. I don't want him to get hurt. Knock on wood, he stays healthy. Everything's good. Derrick Henry will not be partaking in preseason. But I heard that, they did it last year, I noticed, is the Chiefs, they will be coming out for a quarter, I think, in preseason. They'll come out for the first quarter, him and Kelsey and Mahomes, all these guys coming out. So that's good. I like it when you take some risks. When you're not even a risk, just bold. Get out there. Get those reps in, right? Don't be afraid. Get out there. Get some reps in. What are you afraid of? Why do you got to bench people? Like, Kyler Murray's not going to play. Like, Kyler Murray hasn't played the past 2 seasons. What are you afraid of? Get on the field. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, that's kind of the update on the news here. Now, if you guys don't know how the structure works on these lives, I'll start off with some latest news and notes we talk about. You guys drop some questions. I'll start looking at them. Then we're going to talk about the main topic, which is like saving your league, your fantasy football league with Fantasy Football Bust. We're going to bring up some names here. You guys dive in. I'll give you my input on will they boom or bust. And then we get to a quick Q&A, and then we go to bed because I'm going to be tired because I'm running around like a crazy person all day. All right, so the kids had tennis today. We did the tennis thing. It's fun. One is 7, one's 5. They're young, but they're liking tennis. I don't want to push them too hard because then they end up hating tennis. And it's like, I don't know. I want to get them to be pro. I'm going to do everything I can to help my kids go pro tennis. No nepotism, just pure hard work, like we've always earned it here with the counselor. Okay, so that's pretty much it for Breaking Brad here. Breaking Brad. Anything else in the latest news?
We now have breaking news.
Guess not. Nothing else from Breaking Brad. He's got nothing else to say. Okay, so I want to get into the topic here. We were talking about bust and saving your league. I'm going to turn the news off here, but I'm going to make sure that everybody in here hits a thumbs up. It's very important, guys. Smash a thumbs up. I want to get this out to the stratosphere. I want to get out of this earth, like to the moon. So hit the thumbs up. Takes 2 seconds of your time. And also, guys, get the 16-round draft solution. If you haven't got it, you're literally drafting shorthanded. It's like a power plate for the other team if you don't get 16 rounds. I gotta turn my ringer off here. It's going. Okay, let me shut that off. Okay, so literally, guys, 16 rounds, you guys got to get it. I mean, it's a no-brainer, honestly. Grab it. You'll be very, very happy. All the sleepers, all the breakouts, you'll be light years ahead of the sheep, okay? Grab it below. You're going to get a login. You get all the access to everything. It is the game changer. You'll never look back. Once you get 16 rounds, you draft, you win your leagues, you smash your leagues, you're never looking back. So 16 rounds, thefantasyfootballaccounts.com. I've linked it below. All right, first player here, talked about him briefly in the news here. Christian Watson, who kind of hobbled off the field today. Boom or bust is the question. Here's the thing, man. You got a situation where you got a three-headed monster, then you got Dontavian Wicks there, who's the wide receiver 4. And I what I don't get is why are people even suggesting Wicks? Like, are you crazy? He's like the wide receiver 6 on that team. Like, oh yeah, draft Dontavian Wicks. Are you nuts? Dude, I still think Romeo Doubs is the one on this team. I'm staying away from Watson. Watson had his chance. He can't stay healthy. Like I said, I'm hearing on the news that he was banged up. So personally, I have zero stock in Watson, nor do I care to have stock in Christian Watson. Years to wow me, I'm not wowed. Can't stay healthy. I totally believe Dobbs is a guy. Some people will debate with me. In the comments, let me know, is it Watson, Reed? Some people will debate me, right? But I really think that it's definitely not Watson. He can't stay healthy. And I think he's just going to be kind of like a big play guy or like a touchdown kind of guy if he stays healthy. Watson is just, I don't know, man. He kind of leaves a bitter taste in your mouth, man. He doesn't excite. He doesn't thrill. No. Now, again, I've talked about this in my other shows. Again, if you want your questions answered, just use the super chat feature, whatever it is, and I'll get to it. I see Matthew Short has left a donation there. I appreciate it. I'll get to that question here. So yeah, again, I want to talk about this. The three-headed monster wide receivers. I'd rather take my chances with a Romeo Doubs later than, let's say, a Nico Collins late, in the early rounds. Does that make sense? We talked about this. I talked about this in all my videos. Nobody's really addressing it to the degree I am. You want to not spend early draft capital, guys, on players that are in three-headed monster situations. DK Metcalf, Nico Collins, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, guys like that, the Bears, the Texans, the Seahawks, right? Where we don't know who the one is, okay? You don't know who the one is. Why would you draft Nico Collins, who only had 109 targets? Somebody look that up for me. Let me look it up here. I think it's exactly 109 targets. I gotta pull this up here. Oh, man. Let's see if you guys can pull it up faster than me. Fantasy football stats 2023. Let me pull this up here. Nico Collins last year. Somebody beat me to it here. How many targets did that guy get? Nobody beat me to it. You guys are slow. Wide receiver, Nico Collins, 109 targets. I was right. 1,297 receptions. We should be talking about him too. I didn't put him here as a bust. Nico Collins round 2 is ludicrous. 109 targets last year. That's not good. And then you got it. And then you got Diggs there now, and Dell healthy. Knock on wood, if he stays healthy, and Mixon there, and the tight end. Like, I don't understand this Nico Collins round 2 nonsense. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, it's just straight copy and paste BS. Stuff like that is going to make you lose your league. So if you are going to wide receiver guessing game it, you go Romeo Doubs later, or Reed, or whichever one of these three you feel is better because you get better value out of them. Okay, got a question here. We got it from Matthew Short. Joe, if Ayuk gets traded does Parcell become a sleeper? Would you stash him? Good question here. I was talking to Jim about this. I think it is good. He's already dealing with like a shoulder injury. I think there's better stashes. I think there is some sort of flex upside there. But the problem is, here's the thing. This plays away two ways. The way that it sits right now, no, not worth a stash if Ayuk stays. If Ayuk gets shipped off, he could be the wide receiver too because he was drafted with high draft capital. But then you've got George Kittle there, who's probably the wide receiver too, right? And then you got CMC, who's another receiving target. So theoretically, Purcell is like the fourth receiving option. And I really aim high in depth chart. I look for the cream of the crop, the guys that are going to be the one or potentially the one without a question, right? For the most part, unless you get into the later rounds. And again, like Romeo Doubs, I don't know 100%, but he could be the one. Purcell can't be the one because he can't surpass Deebo Samuel. I don't see him surpassing CMC, and I don't see him surpassing George Kittle, but Deebo, I think he was banged up today. Deebo was banged up. So that being said, these guys can't stay healthy, and I think CMC is going to go down based on the fact that I'm seeing injuries. Ayuk gets shipped off. For that reason, I would say stash. But if everybody stay healthy, no. So to answer your question, if you've got bench space, why not? I mean, there is other sleepers I recommend in 16 rounds that I probably like more. If you haven't gotten 6 rounds, grab it. But I mean, why not? Okay, so we'll get to the questions here at the end here, but you can drop your questions. I'll come back to some of them later, okay? So going back to, potential bust, let's go back to it here. The second guy is Zeke, okay? Like, I don't understand this stupid situation here with the Cowboys. I'm completely out on Zeke Elliott. I'm completely out on Rico Dowdle. I'm completely out on Deuce Vaughn and whoever the other crappy running backs are with the Cowboys, okay? I'm out. I was ready to go report. I think I mentioned it yesterday on the live. I'm out on these guys. The situation's ugly. Do not draft Zeke. Any questions? Anybody interested in Zeke for value later? I mean, he's a shell of his old self. He was when he left, and he was on the Patriots, a shell of his own self. So, to be honest with you, it's just crazy that this guy is even in the NFL. Never mind a potential starter in the NFL. That's ludicrous, man. It makes zero sense to me. A bunch of people saying bust in the comments. Like, don't do it. Don't make the mistake of drafting Zeke, man. It's just not worth it. Connor the Sheep says, we got Connor in the house. I don't know who this guy is, but there he is. How'd you get a picture of Connor there? I love Zeke. Okay. This guy's playing right into guys, he's not affiliated with the channel. Somehow he's got Connor the Sheepsis. That's great. I like this. Connor's interacting with us. Thank you, Connor. I appreciate it. And I wouldn't be surprised. You love Zeke. Connor the Sheepsis is in the house. That's funny. Rico Dowdle may be a diamond in the rough. I don't know, man. I really doubt it. Coming from a Giants fan, that's pretty surprising. But yeah, man, I don't think so. I really, really don't think so. Not sold on him at all. So yeah, I'm out. Somebody's saying Zeke worth it, 10th round pick. I'd say 100% no. 100% no. Connor, yeah, people are laughing at Connor in the room. That's funny. Yes, Dan. Yes, Theo Johnson is a sleeper. We're not getting to questions yet, but I just like to bring in some comments once in a while that catch my attention. Go back and look up Theo Johnson's story. I saw it on YouTube. I don't know what channel had it, but the guy had a rough upbringing in a sense that like his dad had issues and then he was put away in jail or something. You got to go look up his story, right? His mom, their mom took care of them. I think he was born in Canada or something like that. And you got to go, like, he's really driven, man. I like this guy. I like the story. I think there's something there with Theo as a stash. I think there's a ton of ceiling. The Waller void there with the Giants. Theo Johnson, there's a sleeper for you guys. If you got nothing out of this video, make sure Theo's on your radar as a stash backup. Something's going to happen there for sure, and it's going to be good. Next guy here. Let's go through the next guy. What's going on here? How do I hide that? Okay. Yeah, so Keenan Allen's the next guy. Let me know what you guys think of Keenan. I think there's a bust potential there. That being said, he is in another situation with the Bears where it's a three-headed monster situation. Is it Rome Odunze? Is it Keenan Allen? Is it DJ Moore? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. They're just guessing. Their guess is as good as mine, as good as yours, as good as the beat writers. Nobody knows who the wide receiver one is with the Bears. If you guys do, please feel free to leave it in the comment. And people will naturally gravitate, say it's DJ Moore. It's nuts, man. Like, I just don't trust the situation. More target dilution, suspect quarterback, which we have not seen play. Keenan Allen, I don't trust. I didn't trust him last year. I told you to fade him last year. He had a good season, minus missing the most important part of your season, which was playoffs and championships, missing the last 3 weeks of the season. I'm not a Keenan Allen fan. I'm not really a DJ Moore fan as well. Rome, if I was going to get any of those three, which I'm not going to do, I would go Rome because you got the youth, you got the upside, you got the high draft capital, you got Keenan Allen who got hurt last year. DJ Moore is not that good. DJ Moore, Brandon Ayuk, I just think they're mid-tier, wide receivers. I don't think they're that good. Like, I really don't think those guys are that good. And funny thing is, Ayuk basically was offered, I think, over $32 million or like $32 million by the Patriots, and he turned it down. Like, dude, who do you think you are? Like, you are not that good. And I heard the Browns are out on him. So I think the only contender now for Ayuk would probably be, I think, the Steelers at this point. Time of this recording. Again, this could change. I don't know. So Ayuk, waste of time. I think he's a bust as well, which we'll get to in a second. Well, why don't we get right to him? Brandon Ayuk. I was in that 2K buying league back in June, and Ayuk and Debo came off back-to-back in the third round. And we knew this offseason drama would kind of linger into this, offseason, into more deeper into the offseason, into training camp. And Ayuk, honestly, I don't care for him. I really don't. I don't think he's that good. And then he ends up on another team, and then he's got to learn the playbook. He's got to get integrated. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not in on Ayuk. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you guys think here? Ayuk, are you guys in? Texas wide receiver better than Chicago? Possibly. Because you know what you're getting with CJ Stroud, Let's keep going. Texas wide receiver Boom if he goes to the Browns, bust everywhere else. Could he boom, though, on the Browns? Could he, though? But Amari Cooper is the one there, right? I don't know, man. Some people saying he's going to the Browns. I heard the Browns are out on him. I don't know, but yeah, maybe. Browns do stupid things. That team is known to do stupid things. I remember, wasn't it the year where Kareem Hunt did something stupid and then they just like picked him up for cheap? They picked up Kareem Hunt for like super cheap. I'm like, why would you do that? The guy looks really bad. What he did was really bad. It was when he kicked that girl or something like that, and the video went viral, and like they're like, yeah, we'll take him. You know, like it was just bad, man. The Browns are just a terrible organization. I could see it. Like I just don't like Ayuk is a diva now. He wants like, Justin Jefferson money. He's nuts, man. No, not for fantasy, not for reality. Not gonna touch him though. Okay. Cowboys love Ayuk. Do they? They could use a wide receiver too. That would hurt my Ferguson pick because I love Jake Ferguson. So that would really not be a good thing. All right, next one here. Kyler Murray, guys. What do you guys think of Kyler Murray, who's done literally nothing past couple years? Let me pull up his stats here. Kyler Murray stats. How many games did he play? I'm the analyst. I should know this. Okay. Did nothing, man. 2023, 1,700 yards or 1,800 yards, just under 18. 1799, 10 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. 2,368 yards in 2022, 14 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. 2021 just threw under 4,000. This guy has not thrown over 4,000 yards his entire career. He's peaked. His 2020 year was his best year. That's the year with Hopkins where he had a good year and he made Hopkins a top 4 PPR wide receiver. 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. His best year, guys, in 2020 for Kyler Murray. Going into a season, I like the offense in regards to Trey. I think Trey Benson's going to be a nice addition. I think he's going to be the starter. I believe Trey Benson's going to be the starter. I know the training camp is not looking good to start, but I still feel, Benson's good. I had him on the show. If you haven't gone back and listened to that, go ahead and do that. But let me know in the comments here, what do you guys think of Kyler Murray this year? Just years to wow us. We're not wowed. His best year, again, like I said, 2020 was his best year. The addition of Marvin Harrison could be huge. Let's put it this way. I'm not drafting him. I'm not drafting Kyler Murray. I do have Marvin Harrison in one of my leagues. We're going to have to see how it goes. But I would say, yeah, Murray's 100% overrated. Like I just said, hasn't thrown over 27 touchdowns in a year and hasn't thrown over 4,000 yards in his entire career. That's not good. So I'm going to say bust. You don't want to, again, this is the point of the show. You don't want to draft players that could potentially bust, okay? Just be cautious with them. Like I said, Ayuk, don't stock. Christian Watson, Zeke, Keenan Allen, high draft capital. We talked about those receivers, guys, in the early rounds, the Nico Collins, the DJ Moores, target dilution, right? You want to be, the point of this video is that you want to be careful. You want to be aware of the red flags and potentially just, stay away from them, okay? I got a couple more here before I get into them. Make sure you guys do grab the 16-round draft. So you can hit the thumbs up. It really helps the channel. But grab 16 rounds. Honestly, all the answers are there. Sleepers, breakouts. You get a login. You get all my mock drafts. You get a printable cheat sheet, all laid out on a silver platter. I update this thing until the season starts. So go ahead and grab 16 rounds, guys. Any 16 rounders in the house, please drop a comment. I know a bunch of you guys, 16 rounders. And also, we are 2 weeks away, guys, from the Fantasy Sports Summit, where literally, guys, it's going to be huge. We're going to have NFL players there. It's a live podcast, just like this. If you guys like these live streams, you have a chance to ask the question directly to the athlete. You're entered for a PS5 giveaway. Guys, enter thefantasyfootballaccounts.com, Fantasy Sports Summit. You guys want to be here. It's going to be an amazing event. You guys don't want to miss it. Go grab 16 rounds, okay? Let's keep going here with a couple more potential busts. This one I'm torn on. I don't know the answer to this one. I really don't. All I know is that if I really question a player on whether he's going to boom or bust, what do? I stay away. I just don't draft. I just do not draft this guy. It's like the simple thing. The guy I'm talking about is Josh Jacobs. And listen, Marshawn Lloyd, I think he's been struggling in camp a little bit, but I still think he's more explosive than Josh Jacobs. Jacobs in a great situation on a good offense could really shine. He's already dealing with some sort of, like a hip injury, something like that. I don't know, man. Jacobs is one of those guys that he could boom or he could just be mid. You know, I'm not in on him. I know second, third round, wherever he's coming off. I'm not in. I got this feeling, a bad feeling about him, but at the same end, it just could be like boom or bust. Coach was talking really good about him, so we'll see. This one I'm completely on the fence on, and if I'm on the fence and I have any real like gut feeling doubt, I just kind of stay away, okay? So my gut tells me stuff before the season starts, and it's pretty much 95% right. Like I believe in it. It's solid. You know, you got to also believe in your gut and listen, okay? So Brian French says Josh Jacobs, boom. I'll take him all day, says Giants. E-Man says, I think Jacobs' time's up. So we got some mixed feelings here on Josh Jacobs. Very, very interesting, okay? Let's keep going here. One more here. We'll roll through and we'll get to Q&A. So drop your questions right now, guys. And if you want your question guaranteed, there's like a super chat thing you guys can enter. Make sure you guys grab 16 rounds. Okay, Devontae Adams. This guy, like, every year that goes by, he gets 1 year older. We all do, you know. But he continues to get a downgrade at quarterback. And those guys, O'Connell and Minshew, are both, like, struggling in camp. So, I don't know, man. This one, I'm going to lead a little bit bust. I just have no desire for drafting him. I think he's like wide receiver 10 or 11 or something like that. I don't know, man. It's just like older wide receiver, bad quarterback play. I think they're going to run the ball a lot with Zamir. I like Zamir. I'm all in on Zamir. Zamir White, I'm all in. But when it comes to Adams, you know, I'm out. I would probably just fade him. I think there's better. I know there's better players to draft than Devontae Adams at that ADP round 2. So Adams is just off my radar personally. If you guys want him, you guys get him. But I completely say do not draft. Do not draft. Save your time. Minshew to Adams is going to be rocket. Some people saying, Craig says that. Craig Wayne saying that. Watch Adams get traded to the Jets. I know Rodgers was saying he wants them. Is it going to happen? I really don't know. I really don't. I really doubt that that trade's going to happen. I think Garrett Wilson and Rodgers are actually finally starting to gel. So that's a good thing. Okay, let's get to some questions here. Drop your questions below. Again, there's a super chat for all you people that want your question guaranteed to be answered. There's a Patreon group as well for the in-season. What I'm going to be doing is in the Patreon group, you're going to get your waiver wires every single week delivered to you. Exclusive videos. It's an amazing optimal DFS plays. Tons of stuff here, guys. Starts and sits. It's going to be there. It's going to be all in the front lines group for the in-season. Join the community, guys. Patreon.com/FFcounselor. And, of course, everybody in here, smash thumbs up. We're going to get to Q&A right now. Hit the thumbs up. Taking time to answer your questions here, get you guys ready for the draft. Welcome. Everybody, a lot of people just joining us now. Let's go, guys. Let's ask some questions here. But I wanted to create the full package before I get to these questions. You know, we got a 60-round draft solution, which is literally going to help you guys with your draft. Smash your draft. You're going to have the optimal roster. The front lines for the in-season to maintain your roster with waiver wire starts and sits, exclusive videos, stuff like that. That's for in-season. So you got 16 rounds. Then you got the front lines. Then we did a virtual summit August 21st where you actually hang out with NFL athletes where fantasy meets reality. Like everything. I'm offering everything for you guys on a silver platter. You can't get it anywhere else. There's nobody else brings this to you guys. Nobody else. So, all right, drop your questions here. All right, here we go. Oh, man. Let's go. Let me go. And go grab 16 rounds. Then you'll know the answers to all these questions. Well, a big part of them, okay? 10-team, half PPR at the 4th pick. Who do I take? By Jan or Brees. There you go. If A.J. Brown and Wilson gets picked before the 10th pick, who's the next wide receiver now that Puka's hurt? Again, I always told you, Puka, I think, coming off that pinnacle year, I told you to stay away. Definitely, I start looking at Marvin Harrison. I think he's going to be good value. You know, the thing is, I don't, like, if you're drafting, where'd you say you're drafting? 10th pick? You know, I'm almost feeling Malik, man. I would go, you know, best running back, like a Saquon, and probably go Malik or Harrison. I think Malik might fall back to you coming back, but I don't know. I got this good feeling about Malik, man. You can't guard Malik. Go check out his story mode on Instagram or his Instagram. You can't guard Malik. Malik Harrison, or you can get running back, get Harrison. Again, like I said, try to get Malik coming back or something like that, or get 2 running backs, get Malik on the third. I don't know, I just got this feeling Malik's going to do really, really, really good. He's going to be great. Let's go here. And then there you go. What are your thoughts on Marvin Harrison Jr. in the second round? What RB are you picking instead? Derrick Henry, it depends on what you do in the first round, right? If you go running back round 1, you could look at another running back. Kyron or Henry could be good options there. It's tough, man. It's like Marvin Harrison, it's all dependent on Kyler, and we talked about this before. Kyler Murray's kind of sucked since 2020, where he had that good year and made, what's his name? Hopkins, a top 4 wide receiver in PPR. I think he's a safe pick, based on volume and talent. But again, I just think there's other wide receivers that I get later. And I've got, how many leagues do I have? Like 7 leagues, 6 or 7 leagues I think I'm in. I've got Harrison in 1. So, I could regret it. Like, it could be a big regret. Like, I wish maybe I got more Harrison stock, or I could be really lucky that I didn't get him as much. Okay. That's my thoughts, man. I think he's kind of going off in the right place. Could be overpriced. What do you think? Okay, what do you say here? Eric, what's up? Eric Lynch in the house. Joe, do you think running QBs will continue to dominate? All the pocket passers have had a hard time picking pocket passers. This is like a tongue twister, dude. Like, okay, let's try to read this together. My brain hurts here. Joe, do you think running quarterbacks will continue to dominate? All the pocket passers have hard time picking pocket passers. Oh, I get what you're saying. When all of them need like 40. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, I get the question now. This year, I actually do have a lot of Allen stock, Josh Allen. Reason being is because, you got the rushing upside, it's Josh Allen. And secondly, I just don't like some of those options in those early rounds. I know it sounds crazy, but you got your Keenan Allens, you got your DJ Moores, you got your Nico Collins. While people are wasting their time drafting picks like that, I'm looking to anchor my team with an ace quarterback in the first 4 rounds. That way I'm secure. So I recommend, Mahomes, Hurts, Allen, Stroud. You're lacking a little bit of that rushing upside, but yeah, I think Stroud is capable of 40 touchdowns this year. I think Jordan Love is very capable of 40 touchdowns this year. I think a healthy Justin Herbert could bounce back to a 40 touchdown. I think Jared Goff as a pocket passer. Some of these guys with minimal running have opportunity for 40 touchdowns, and I've named a couple of them right there. So, yeah, man, I would try to anchor with a running. If not, there's tons of great pocket passers I think will do fine. If you guys want the answers, grab 16 rounds. I've linked it below, okay? JT or Chain, Dynasty, full port. Is there another option? Here's the thing. I don't know what to expect out of Jonathan Taylor. He's done nothing the past 2 years. That being said, you could make an argument that he's trending upwards, coming off 2 down years, trending upwards, where I think CMC upwards, trending downwards. JT's headed up. Healthy Anthony Richardson's going to steal a lot of goal line work. How much? We don't know. He played 4 games last year. Anthony Richardson did 4 touchdowns in 4 games. 4 came in the last 3 games that he played. Richardson's going to be a bit of a thorn, but then again, you got to look at Jonathan Taylor and say, oh man, he's got no competition, which is good at running back. So this is a tough one, man. Then you got Chain. They dropped to Jaden Wright. They've got Mostert there. They've got the wide receivers that are going to get a lot of volume. It's tough, man. Chain could really, really take off. The future is brighter for Chain. I just don't know if I like both these situations. If you're looking at Dynasty, probably Chain just because, more fresh, more young, whereas JT's kind of been in the league for a little bit more. What's he going to do? Whereas Chain's going to be a little hungrier. So probably Chain, but it's a tough one. I really I'm not crazy on either one of these guys, okay? Joe, I just talked about the Anthony Richardson, Taylor impact. He could be a big thorn in Jonathan Taylor's side. That's what I'm concerned about, okay? A couple more questions I got to roll out, guys. I got to do a show for tomorrow, and it's getting really late already. So make sure you guys do smash it, tap it, and slap it here. CM, what's up? Bijan, Bijan, Marvin Harrison, Allen. That's a good start. I think that's a good foundation for sure. Anchor your team with an ace running back. Anchor your team with a wide receiver high on the depth chart. Prime to get a ton of volume. And anchor your team with an ace quarterback. Excellent start there. I don't like your picture there with Christian McCaffrey. Other than that, you're really, really good. Um, oh, here we go. This is a tough question, man. If you were to put it down, if you backs against the wall, Texans wide receiver in that room being the wide receiver alpha, who is it? Ooh, man, that's tough. That is tough. I definitely don't believe it's Nico. Nico is probably my last one on that, believe it or not, right? I know he got paid and all that, and he's whatever. Diggs is kind of not over the hill, but he's kind of in the twilight. What if he says something that, to tick off, CJ Stroud? Then it's like, I'd probably go on Dell. I think Dell, just because he's got that relationship with Stroud, it's tough, man. It's tough. That's why I'm just staying away. Nobody knows. Oh, man. All right. One more question here. And then, guys, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. I'll be back on tomorrow at 8:30. Choose 2 to keep. Superflex, Hurts, Chase Hall, Stroud. I'm going to go here. Oh, shoot, I'm losing my thing here. I would go Brees Hall for sure and probably Hurts there. I'd probably do that. Or Stroud. Either way, you just go with your gut feeling on which quarterback you want there to keep. Okay, so either Hurts and Stroud and Brees Hall. I don't know, man. I just think there's so many other wide receivers. Get the best available wide receiver as soon as you can. I don't know. Chase, I don't know. Burrow. Could be a big year. I don't know. It's a tough one, man. All right. What's up, Dave Patel? First time running into the live stream. Yeah, turn on bell, guys. Everybody, you want to turn on the bell. Let's get this thing massive. Let's take this thing off. Let's make it huge as we get closer to the season. So everybody in here, turn on the bell. Join every live at 8:30. It's going to be big. And make sure you guys get the 16-round draft session. All right, guys? Smash it, tap it, slap it, hit the thumbs up, turn on the bell. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And of course, we do a lot, not live every night, 8:30, but also doing a 7 a.m. show. So make sure you guys are tuned in because I release the show at 7 a.m. every morning. All right? We'll talk soon, guys. I appreciate you. Don't make crazy decisions. Avoid these busts. All right? We'll talk soon, guys. I'm out.